See, no drip, no mess. I mean, this tool right here will save you a lot of money, and it's only 20 bucks. And today what we're gonna do is brake fluid change. Now, I've got 11,000 miles on my Tenere. This will pertain to pretty much any motorcycle out there. I don't know, most brake systems are the same. Front brake is a little more complicated because there's two rotors. If you only have one rotor, well, the rear brake fluid change is going to be just like the front if you've only got one rotor, one caliper. Let's get the funny stuff out of the way. I'm going to try and sell you something. This right here, I just recently used on my truck, and holy crap, did it make it a hell of a lot easier. I didn't even need anybody to, you know, the old school ways. It takes two people. Pump it, holding. If you don't have anything like this right here or something identical, this right here is gonna make it a hell of a lot easier. It is it's just a vacuum pump that's going to suck the fluid out as you add more fluid in. And it comes with everything except for this right here, because that's what it was. The fitting on my truck was a little bit smaller than what this hose would handle. So I just cut me my own piece of brake line that I had, or a hose that I had sitting around here. So we'll see if this actually works on the bike itself. It's only 20 bucks and it worked just fine. Orion Motortech, that's who makes it. Probably, you know as well as I do, it probably comes from out of China. All right, so I'll leave the link for this thing in the comments, and just, full transparency, I get a small little portion through Amazon affiliates. So, all right, so let's get started on the real stuff, shall we? So the first thing that you want to do is get access to your brake fluid reservoir. I've already got my bolts out. Let's pop this off. And I could take this off, but I've got to take a bunch of other stuff off. This is fine. I can get to it from here. I have never serviced my rear. I've changed my brake pads, but I've never serviced my brake system. And wow, that looks pretty used, don't it, guys and gals? All right, let's get that out of there. The next thing you want to do is locate your bleeder valve. This is what your bleeder valve looks like. It will have a rubber cap on it, like such. So to remove the rubber cap, find what wrench corresponds to your bleeder valve nut size. Okay, so I'm going to take this hose, which is supplied with the kit. Perfect, fits on there. I'm going to take this off. This comes with the kit. That, let's see, it says right here, 2 pump. Put that there. And take one of your little splicer my bubs and take this and put it on there. You're good to go. Take this, crack it open. There we go. Yeah, we got air in the lines now, don't we? Look at that. Look at that nastiness. That's after 11,000 miles. If you have not changed your brake fluid out and you have 11,000 miles, let me just tell you, people complain about the Tenere's brakes being bad. Well, it's only going to get worse. So, shoot, I would say, depending on how much you use your bike and your rear brakes, change it out every 5,000 miles, because it's quite easy. Close this, get some suction on it, and you can see right here that this is holding suction pretty damn good. And then once you pull this off, there we go. It should suck it right on out of there. See, no drip, no mess. That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm gonna take this off and clean it out. If you can see down in there, there is some gunk. Okay, so just the 8mm bolt, which was right here. 8mm bolt, take that out. And then you can move this. Yeah, it's got some Definitely, it's not, it wasn't chunks of stuff like I was expecting, but it was just some residue of some sort. I got big old fat fingers, so if I can do it, you can do it. Now, I don't know how hard it's going to be on any other bike, but on the Tenere, as you see, it's quite easy. Now I gotta go find me a small funnel. I'm not trying to insult you, but always, no matter what you're using a funnel for, always clean it out. Make sure that you will not add any contaminants into something as important as your braking system. This is what I'm using. You can use your own. This is .3 and 4. Look at how clear that is compared to what was in there. Plug this back up. It's going to be a little bit harder to see the fluid now that it's actually clear. Crack this open just a touch and get to sucking. Look at all that air coming out of there. All right, put some more fluid in there. I made a mess. Still got some of that old bronze fluid coming out of there. That's what's left over in your actual brake caliper. All right, so let's see, it's getting down low. Stop the vacuum and fill it up with brake fluid again. That's probably the most tedious part. So it's holding the pressure, and the pressure's, or the vacuum, the vacuum slowly coming down because of course it's sucking it all out. Whoop, release the suction and feel. I'm gonna keep doing this until I have my clear fluid coming out of the hose. Yeah, look at that. See, that's what was left of the dirty stuff inside the brake caliper itself. Now the key here is to watch your reservoir to make sure it doesn't go empty, because if it goes empty, guess what? You just introduced air back into your system. It's a process, folks, but isn't this a lot cheaper? Call and ask how much a brake service job is going to be. Let's tighten this. Get a little bit of vacuum and pull this off. There we go. I love it. Oh my goodness, folks, look at that. You can't even tell that there's brake fluid in that reservoir. It just sits right off in there. Let's see what our brakes feel like. That feels great. What? You got cookie? Well, I got brake fluid on my hands. Ooh. Okay. After a brief pause for a cookie, now for the finishing touches. Make sure it's nice and tight, not super tight, in between tight and snug. And then put your rubber thingy back on it. Front brakes, same concept, but here's what I had to do. Put you a little something under your kickstand so your brake fluid reservoir is relatively flat. I know it's not exactly even, it's close enough. It's going to be the exact same process as the rear. Let's just look and see what difference this is going to be. All right, so you got that. The warning, the letters are facing towards the rider. Is this? Okay. That is a nice bronze looking, very in need of change brake fluid. This little needle valve is your vacuum release. So get your vacuum up, let it pull down, pay attention to your reservoir, and get a good vacuum going. Crack this open a tad bit more. Yeah, Got all that nastiness out of there, all that old fluid. Now I'm gonna take and get it clean, refill it, and then I'm gonna do the other side. I'm going to drain the other side before I put fluid back in here. That way I can get all the fluid out of the other caliper itself. Then I'll fill it up and start pulling it through one caliper at a time. Does that have a Y? Ah, it's got a Y. Holy crap. All right, I'll be right back with you. Or a T, I'll show you. So the kit actually comes with a T. Hook this up to this side. And also comes with another thingy-mabobber here. Now we can pull it out of both calipers at the same time. Look at that. That's something else. And that comes in the kit. This T comes in the kit with the vacuum pump. That is awesome. Look at that dirty fluid. Now we're cooking. Okay, so for good measure, what I'm gonna do is I went ahead and removed the T. First off, I need to refill my reservoir. I'm gonna do each one of these individually just to make sure that I have no air coming out. And the good thing about doing this is the brake fluid that goes into your catch jug, you can reuse it because you know it's clean. It's coming right out of your reservoir. That you just filled with brand new fluid. Fuck. Damn it. I ran the reservoir dry. Okay, now you get the point. I gotta basically start all over. Okay, so again, learn from my mistake. Make sure to keep an eye on your reservoir as you are pulling out the fluid. I did it twice. We got them bled, got the fluid replaced. I just took it out for a little ride. Brakes work fine. Nothing wrong with it. I say a little ride. I just went around the pond, way on the back side, over the hill and around that way. So yeah, just learn from my mistake. Keep an eye on your reservoir, or else you're gonna be constantly dadgum just filling the thing up. It's a process, okay? So, but it's not a big deal because you got the tools, you can fix it. I got a mess to clean up now. Just remember, always drain the old fluid first, because the fluid that damn it, see what I mean? I got a mess to clean up. So the fluid that you're pulling out, you can empty back into your jug and it's fine because it's new fluid. So always pull your old fluid out, then start filling up with the new fluid. I would probably say your first little batch, don't use, because you're still gonna have some residual stuff in there. But other than that, yeah, just empty it back in your jug and just use it like that, no big deal. Something I will say, the little grips that come on here, yeah, you just, garbage. You don't need them. Wrap some tape around it, whatever, no big deal. I'm gonna clean my mess up. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you want this, I'll put a link to it. It's only 20 bucks. It's really worth having, in my opinion, or else I wouldn't have bought it and I wouldn't be telling you about it. So, all right, thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. Now, like a damn child, I gotta clean up my freaking mess. I'll tell you what, you dirty bastard, why don't you slow down sometimes and just freaking think about it before you do it. Oh, shit.